Mick McCarthy, it's great to get to chat to you when you've got a few months, under your belt now as the new Ireland manager. I want to ask you first. Obviously, we're here. You're promoting the Club Ireland venture from the FAI. I'm sure you just want to see as many bums on seats when you play your first home game here at the Aviva Stadium.
Yeah, we're here to promote the Club Ireland, of course, and that's important as well because that raises the. Well, we get bums on seats, we get people in, but it raises money as well for all the causes. And I've just listened to John Delaney this morning talking about how much money has gone into the lower league football and grassroots of 250 million over 10 years, and all that money helps that. So that's helped progress the game in Ireland. But of course, I'm here really to talk about the team and moving forward and the games that we've got coming up on the 23rd and 26th against Gibraltar and Georgia.
One big blow this week, Michael Obafemi. Have you spoken to his manager or to the player himself? It sounded really bad. Mr. Hassan Huttle called it a disaster.
I haven't spoken to either of them, no. I don't need to. I haven't spoken to any of them at any stage. I was just hoping he was going to get back in the team. Let me go and watch him. Let's see what's happening. And Shane Long, of course, was there, and he wasn't even involved in the squad. So neither of them, I'm hoping he'll be playing tonight, Shane. But with Michael, it's devastating for him more than anything. And it's a disappointment for me and for the team.
I know you want to probably put this one to bed after this week, but the Declan Rice saga came to an end finally. Did you speak to the player before he made his decision, and what did he say to you?
He rang me. I mean, out of respect, I think for me and for everybody. So he told us first, but he was always going to put it out on that day. But as I said to him then, it was no surprise to me. I've known for 2 months without knowing. All I needed was confirming. He played 3 times for us, and if he wanted to continue that, all he had to say was yes, no problem. But the longer it went, after I'd met him and I thought I was going to get an answer in January, I was never very confident he was going to stay. I was hopeful because I think he's a good player, and England are now a good player. So good luck to him, and let's not talk about him anymore because he's not one of ours.
You're disappointed?
Never had him as a player. Every time I watch him, I think he's a really good player. I have to say he's gone for that sitting role in the England team. I'm watching Longstaff play for Newcastle. He was excellent there last night, and there's going to be a lot of competition. Let me tell you, I wish we'd got him. I wish he was one of our players, but he's not. So let's talk about the ones who are. Well,
there was word that you were looking for the likes of Nathan Redmond, Patrick Bamford, these kind of players. Have you had any news on those two in particular?
Yeah, I've spoken to Nathan Redmond's agent. I've tried to get to meet him. That's never managed that.
What's the problem there?
Well, he got injured. He was out of the team. I think he's having a good season and he's played for England. I wonder if he's still harbouring desires to play there. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't had the conversation with him, so I'm kind of guessing myself. In terms of Patrick Bamford, I've spoken to him. I've tried to meet him on a number of occasions, and then he's been injured, and then a game was cancelled that I was going to go and watch, and he wasn't involved, and so he's played. He scored last week. He played out the game last night. I'm waiting for him now. Tell me where and when. If you want to play, I'll come and meet and let's arrange it. That's my message now.
Yeah, because a lot of Irish supporters might think, well, these guys didn't declare in the last 5 to 10 years, and now Ireland seems like just a fallback for them. Can you understand why supporters maybe would feel a bit uneasy about seeing players like that in the squad?
Yes, I can, but then I can go back to 1984 when players like me were coming over and playing with a Yorkshire accent, except with an Irish dad, and every right to be playing. And there was a fair bit of resentment then, and then I remember qualifying for 88 and 90, and there was no resentment at all, and only just celebration. So I think we've got to get back to that. Let me tell you, I want players to play for Ireland who want to play. And I don't want blow-ins. I don't want people who just, might want to play for somebody else. They've got to give me that show me that desire that they want to play. Because ultimately they're not playing for me, they're playing for Ireland. I'll be gone at some stage and they may be playing for longer. But what I would say is about the players that joined when in '84 and the lads that I played with and lots of us who were born in England, they were all very passionate about playing for Ireland and still are and still coming over here, and we had a huge success. It would be nice to get back to that success.
One man who has declared and definitely wants to be an Irish player, Daniel Crowley. Is he somebody on your radar, Mick, or would he be more maybe inclined to, do you think Stephen Kenny would be looking at him?
It's interesting. There's always somebody that gets thrown up, but I've been aware of it by Noel King, who's made me fully aware of it by our scouting. And Noel's going to go and watch him. Now, that's just come sort of right out of the blue to me. So if you ask me, have I been watching him? No, I haven't. The Eredivisie had been finished anyway over Christmas. They've started back playing now. If Noel King goes out there and says, Mick, you need to get your backside out there and watch him because he's one of the best players, he should be in your team, then that's what I'll do.
Is this the toughest job you've had in football management with regards to you're only going to see your squad 5 days, 6 days before your first game, and you need to put together both a formation, a game plan? I know Gibraltar probably is a good start for you in that sense, but is it one of the toughest jobs you've had in the game?
Well, I took over Ipswich on the Wednesday, and we had to go to Birmingham on the Saturday, and we beat them. We won 1-0. And I know the players that are coming in. I'm not going to be asking them to do anything that they can't do or don't want to do. Whatever formation I play, players will be playing in the formation they play at the clubs, unless I have somebody missing. I haven't got a person that can play in that. There's a natural one. And I'm saying that before I say all the criticism when you play somebody you think out of position when actually you've got nobody else to play there. But I doubt that, because at the moment, I look at the squad and I think I've got players for every position, whether I'm playing 3-5-2, 4-4-2, 4-1-4-1 or 4-3-3. I've got players that can play in that position, and I'll ask them to play in the positions they're playing with the clubs. Will
you put the players into your formation, or do you pick a formation to suit the players that you have?
I'm hoping that I've got the players with the formation. By the time I'm picking the squad, don't forget. I have a bit of a slight advantage. I pick the squad. So I'll be picking the players I want to play in the formation I want to play.
The interesting thing is you've got a similar problem to Alex McLeish, Scotland manager. Two of your best players playing the same position, right back. He's got two left backs in Kieran Tierney and Andy Robertson. He's played at three at the back with Andy Robertson as a left wing back and Kieran Tierney as the left man on the three. Is that something you could do with Seamus Coleman and Matt Doherty? Do you have to get those two players into your team?
It's something I could do. Yeah, I think the Doc could certainly play a right-sided centre-back in a three and allow Seamus to be the wing-back, but then you might say, well, Doc's having a better role in terms of wing-back, so could I flip it round? Yeah, I guess I could. Am I likely to? No, I'm not. How do I shoehorn both of them into the team if they're both right-backs? Probably won't. How do I solve the conundrum? I pick one. The other one doesn't play, and I come into the press conference and talk about the one who's not playing. That's what'll happen.
Do you think Seamus Coleman's form has been below average this season?
No, I don't. Whenever I've seen him play, I think he's played really well. He had a horrendous injury, and he's got over that. He's back playing. He played last night. It's the derby at the weekend. Is it Saturday? Sunday it is, I think. So I'm hopeful he's going to play in that. I think he's the best right back that they've got, but then it's not for me to pick somebody else's team. I'm slightly biased. I think he's a top player. I think he's a really good captain because of how he is. He's a role model, I think, for other pro footballers, how he's got to where he is, how he's maintained his standards, and how when he comes in the team now, he plays just as well as he ever done. But he's got competition with Matt Doherty.
Will he keep the armband for you?
I haven't got a captain yet, I haven't got a team. But equally, as I've just said, if I'm to pick him and he plays and I want him to be captain, he'll be everything that I desire in a right back and a captain, because he's, as I just said, he's a role model, I think, for pro footballers.
And if I can just ask you finally, Martin O'Neill talked a lot about in his time how he struggled to find a player to get regular goals in the same way that Robbie Keane had done for the previous 15 years or so. Do you think Sean Maguire could solve that problem for you, or is there anybody else there that can be an out-and-out striker and get the goals that Ireland need?
Well, can I just clear something up? That I would have thought pretty much, well, barring England and Harry Kane, there's not too many international managers that's ever had a Robbie Keane. Was it 68 goals in 148 games? So it's not only us trying to find one. Everybody else, there's not. Every international manager on the planet could probably say that. So it's, and I'm going to say it now. But I went to watch Sean Maguire play against Millwall. I saw him twice. I saw him play against QPR, and I wasn't impressed. I spoke to Alex Neil while I was watching Derby and Millwall sat next to each other, and I said that to him. He'd just come back from injury. Wasn't a great game to watch him. I watched him at Millwall on Saturday, and he was excellent. His movement, his work rate, his finish when he got his chance, everything about him I thought was really, really good. Is he going to be Robbie Keane? Well, we've all got our fingers crossed, but he probably doubts it just as much as I do. So let's if he plays, let's hope he does it, and he's not like anybody else, but he scores goals for us. And Alan Brown, by the way, his mate at Preston, 12 goals he scored this year. Callum O'Dowd has been scoring for Bristol City. Ronan Curtis scored last night, great goal for Portsmouth. James McLean, I saw him score at Millwall. Look, share them around. Not many people have got a Robbie Keane, so look, can we get goals from other areas? Let's hope so.
So we're going to see goals galore then, Mick.
1-0 every game will do me fine, as long as it's in our favour. Let me just clear that up.